Hello, everyone, and welcome to the All Four Downs podcast. I'm Obi-Wan. Hector will join me momentarily, but hey, it is now week 16 of the NFL. So, Hector, what is going on for this past week?
Well, this team beat this team, and then that team beat that team that beat that other team. Yeah, it's all confusing right now. I mean, it's just right now, it's just all total chaos. It is literally just balls to the walls here right now with everybody. And it is great football because a lot of these teams are playing each other that both teams have a lot of implications, you know, going into the week that they're playing. So it's madness. This is, I mean, if there's something called December madness, it needs to be. Or this, you want to call it December debacle, I guess. I don't know. It is lovely. Everybody's just tearing each other apart here for the climb to that mountain.
Absolutely, man. And well, let's take a look at right now then the standings, and let me see if I could actually present this because I'm messing up right now. Good lord.
Yeah,
Here
you're a
we
little
go. Here we
nervous.
go. Here we go. Here we go. Whoop. Oh my God. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Here we go.
You're just confused. That's all.
Yeah, you know what? I am more confused on why I missed by 5 games here. But hey, let's take a look at the standings. We have the Baltimore Ravens in the lead in the AFC. They're 11-3. Miami, Kansas City, Jacksonville. I mean, furthermore, we're looking at the Browns, Eagles, and Colts in the wild card, but then the Texas Bills, Steelers, and Broncos. Everybody's here is in a hunt for the playoffs. Who do you think is the biggest surprise of them all?
You know, it to me a big thing that plays into this is the quarterbacks that are leading these teams. We got a lot of backups and third string quarterbacks. So this whole list right here, I like the Cincinnati Bengals. To me, they're the biggest surprise, especially who they got at quarterback and how they're still in this race. I think people left them for dead with Joe Burrow being out, but they have found life in Cincinnati. That's my surprise.
Cincinnati Bengals. This is a big surprise because of their backup quarterback. I am more surprised of the Cleveland Browns being at 9-5, knowing that they have their backup quarterback Flacco, because I don't really trust Flacco. I really don't. I mean, seeing how he ended with the Ravens, how he was with the Jets, and now like maybe it's because he's surrounded with good talent. But Browns also have a great defense, and I got a feeling the Browns will stick around. But the Colts, I just don't see them at the very end. Not what means you. I just don't see it.
You know that it's kind of hard to say because I think Minshew is probably one of the better backups that's out there starting right now. I you can't put it. Can you put any trust in Houston and their rookie quarterback? I mean, they were going good, then they fell apart. Josh Allen, if he gets hot, he gets hot. But if he don't, he don't. I mean, it's just you don't know what you're getting with Buffalo week by week here. So
Right.
I
Well,
mean,
you think about Texans. The Texans still haven't cleared CJ Stroud,
right.
right? And then on top of all that, Buffalo seems like they're now making a move and climbing up. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bills fill in that number 7 slot. But can the Bengals still maintain with their backup quarterback, knowing that they came from behind to win their game? But the Jacksonville Jaguars, are they going to maintain their, or are they going to fall? Because look, Jaguars, Colts, they're tied 8-6. Either those
Houston.
teams could be easily fall out of the playoff contention.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're looking at Houston and Phoenix in the eighth spot, and they can still win that division because it's a three-way tie. I mean, the only team we're not talking about is Tennessee. They're out of it. So
Right, they're
yeah,
out of it, and the Denver Broncos was a big surprise because they lose their game, and they lost like terrible.
yeah,
And we were talking about how hot they were. And I know they fell short against the Texans, but they still had that momentum, and I think that momentum's gone. They proven me wrong. And for the Steelers, I
oh my
mean, they look
God.
like the team that they might finish one game over, but Trubisky, I'm not sold on that guy. I tell you that.
He's benched. He is benched for this coming week.
Yeah.
They got Mason Rudolph starting. I mean, to me, I think this is I think Pittsburgh knows they're not going to make it. They've lost 3 games, 2 of them which they should have won. Honestly, they should have won all 3. And in
Mhm.
essence, they should have beaten the Colts. Okay, they should be in a better position than what they are right now. But you know, you got to count your wounds. You know, lick your wounds, count your losses here in Pittsburgh. I think they're just trying to fight to stay at 500.
Yeah, yeah, I believe so too. Trying to keep up that streak from their
Yes,
Mike Tomlin, who's never
yes,
had a losing season.
correct.
And it seems like now every year we're flirting as to will he ever finish with a losing season.
Right,
In the
exactly.
NFC, we have San Francisco 49ers at 11-3. Seems like it's a breeze for them. And they look like they're untouchable. The Dallas Cowboys clinched, even though they suffered a loss to the Buffalo Bills. I'm happy. Um, I mean, what's that new thing that Prescott be saying in the snap?
Here we go.
Here we
Here we go.
go.
Here we go.
Well, here we go with another loss
Mhm.
because everybody was talking about Prescott. The media is talking about Prescott being in the run for the MVP. Stop. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. I picked the Bills to beat the Cowboys. Why? Because that's what the Cowboys do. I don't care where they were at. They could have been home. It's just the Bills know how to play. Okay. And yeah, the Bills, their record doesn't show how they, they're underachieving, but the Cowboys, they always overachieve regular season. And when the playoffs come, they just do what they always do best. They fall on their backs and just give it up. And that's
Yeah.
what they do. And all season long, okay, they are a big disappointment because when you go against good teams, they always find a way to lose.
And to me, the Cowboys got the short end of the stick because all the good teams that they face this year have been on the road and they can't seem to win. All the games that they had at home, minus Seattle, has been a guarantee. Give me wins. Teams that are under 500, teams that are not making the playoffs. So to me, that's not proving anything besides that, yeah, you're playing the schedule that you've given and you're doing what you're supposed to do at home, but you're not doing it on the road. To me, the Cowboys are not showing that they are Super Bowl bound if they can't win on the road. And if this plays out the way we think is going to, Dallas is going on the road in the playoffs, and you can kiss their season again goodbye for almost going on 3 decades now. This is just ridiculous. A team that is only regular season built is not built for the playoffs, which makes no sense whatsoever. I just don't understand it, man. Cowboy fans say that, we're hating on them, but we're not. I mean, dude, I'm trying to find every positivity to pour into the Dallas Cowboys, but you choke every year in the playoffs. What is it about it?
Yeah.
That you
As a matter of
cannot
fact, I was
seem
talking
to
to a
get there?
Cowboy fan this past Sunday, and he's a big Cowboy fans and everything else, and he was surprised that the Cowboys were losing 14-0. And I tell him, well, did you look at the bookies? He said, yeah, they have the Cowboys as the underdog. I was like, that's why. You got to trust the bookies. They know what they're talking about. Okay. They had the Cowboys losing all this time. Don't be surprised about it. Right. And they're at Buffalo. And next thing you know, I'm going to tell you right now, here's my prediction. The Cowboys are not winning the NFC East. I'm going to tell you that right now. The Cowboys are going to Tampa Bay in the wild card game. That is my prediction. That's probably their win before they ended up losing in the divisional round. And that divisional round, they're going to play the Eagles.
Yeah, they got to go to Philadelphia. Yeah.
Yep, that's my prediction. But hey, check this out. You got the Eagles, the Vikings, the Rams. Look, Vikings and Rams outside looking in, both 7-7. But you also got the Seahawks and the Saints 7-7. Look, the Saints, they're the Aints. I don't count them in the playoffs. They're going to be eliminated. The Falcons is a big disappointment. I think that their gas has ran out. The Packers, they had their chance losing to the Giants a couple of weeks ago. Man, get out of here. I still think that Seattle Seahawks will find a way to enter into the playoffs. And sadly to say, out of everybody, the Vikings, they're in number 6. They're the ones are going to be eliminated.
I disagree. I think Minnesota is going to be stuck at that number 6 spot. I have a feeling that they're going to get that number 6 seed because it just seems that there's a narrative to all this. Okay, there's a science behind all this. And if you look at the past previous years in the playoffs, there's always been the scene to be rematches from the regular season. Okay, we rarely get any new, first time matchups, which we're probably only going to see that in the first round with Tampa Bay, most likely playing Philadelphia or Dallas. Okay, but something tells me, I got a gut feeling that Minnesota is going to be stuck there at number 6, and they're going to wind up playing Detroit in that first round, knowing that they still got to play them 2 more times in the next 3 weeks.
I'd rather pick the Rams to play the Lions because I want to see that game because that's going to be personal for their quarterback Goff, who left the Los Angeles Rams in a trade to Detroit for Stafford. You remember that? I
Yeah,
think
I
that's
did.
going to be the biggest drama in the playoffs, and it's worthy enough. But I still don't think that the Vikings not having an actual solid quarterback, they're
Right.
just ups and down, and that's what I say that the Vikings could be getting eliminated, and Seattle will sneak in at number 7. That's just
But
mine, but there's still
but
a few more weeks left
yeah,
for the regular season,
but if
but
Geno
we'll
Smith
see.
if Geno Smith's groin doesn't get any better, you can't tell me that Minnesota's not going to be a better team than Seattle in going into the playoffs.
I
Yes, yeah,
believe.
I get it. Seattle won against Philadelphia, okay, but they just coming off a losing streak, and that win was due. Okay,
Mhm.
the Rams to me are a better team than the Seahawks, so I see the Rams sneaking in there at number 7. I really do.
Okay.
And then that will match up a rematch against Dallas or Philadelphia in the first round when the Rams already lost to both those teams earlier this year. But this Ram team is getting hot at the right time. They've won 4 of the last 5 games, and they are proving something right now that they are legit threat as a wild card team.
All right. Well, let's move on to some games and see if you could back it up. All right.
Right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's do this because, hey, it is week 16 of the NFL. And we're going to start off with the Thursday game, New Orleans Saints versus the Los Angeles Rams. And I'm going to tell you right now, the Saints have a 2-game winning streak, beating the Giants and the Panthers. Prior to that, they lost to Detroit, Atlanta, and Minnesota. So all 3 of them were in their division. I'm sorry, in the NFC. Yeah, I'm sorry, NFC North 2, and then Atlanta, of course. They lost to them, but Atlanta's been struggling. But the Rams, they found itself winning 4 of the last 5 games. One of their losses was against Baltimore in overtime in a 37-31 loss. And coming up to this week, they're at LA. LA's 4-3 at home. Who you got in this game?
Look, I picked the Saints in the beginning of the season to win the South, but they are faltering. They are folding this thing up and they're packing things up to go home. I'm sorry. I got the Rams winning this game there. Like I said a little bit ago, they won 4 of the last 5 games. The Rams have been averaging 33 points in the last 4 weeks. Okay. And Matthew Stafford has thrown 12 touchdowns and 1 interceptions in that stretch. If you can't tell me that this Ram team is getting hot at the right time, then I don't know what's wrong. The Rams are going to take this game at home Thursday night and go to 8-7 and try to catch them Vikings for that 6th seed. So I
Hey,
got the
man, I
Rams.
agree with you. I have the Los Angeles Rams winning this game, being in LA, and the Saints don't do good in LA. So there you have it. Moving on to the Saturday's game, the Bengals versus the Steelers. Man, I'm gonna tell you right now, like, what's up with the Steelers, bro?
That's the question that I like to ask Tomlin right now. What are they doing? 3 winnable games and you lose all 3 of them, you should be right now fighting the Ravens for that top spot, and yet we're talking about you're struggling to fight for a wild card. I don't they're playing musical chairs with the quarterbacks, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse because a lot of teams in the NFL over almost 40% of the NFL teams are juggling quarterbacks left and right. And
Mhm.
so now I think it's the right thing for the Steelers to bench Trubisky and put Rudolph in there and see what he can do. But honestly, Jake Browning is the real deal. The Steelers got lucky the last time they played the Bengals, but that's because they had Pickett playing. Okay, and Browning was just coming off the bench, but Browning has now been getting a lot of snaps, been playing well as a backup quarterback. Give me the Bengals to continue the losing streak of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Man, it's crazy how the Bengals are 0-4 in the division
Hmm.
compared to the Steelers are 3-1.
Right, I know.
Okay.
Hmm.
And yet their Steelers are 7-7 with the differential of -57. Crazy how that goes. And I admit it, in that division, the Ravens already made the playoffs. The Browns are ahead of these two teams. But I'm with you. I'm taking the Bengals to get their first win in the division. And if they do so, you better watch out for the
Yeah.
next couple of weeks because the
Hmm.
Bengals are surprising everybody.
They are. They won 3 in a row, and during that stretch, Browning has averaged over 300 yards passing. He's on fire right now. He can't. It's almost like he doesn't know what it is to throw an incomplete pass. That boy is unbelievable.
The Bills versus the Chargers. Okay, the Bills coming off the victory against Dallas 31-10, but the Chargers got blown out by the Raiders 63-21. Now they fired their head coach, all right, and they picked the same playbook as the Raiders. They got a linebacker coach, and look at what that happened. 63-21 loss. Ooh, yay. I don't know what's that painful, that or the Broncos when they lost to Miami. However, when the Broncos lost, they came back the following week to win. Can the Chargers do it? I'm going to say no. The Bills will handle the Chargers, and that's a wrap because, again, the owner's still looking for a head coach, and that whole entire staff is going to be gone. So the Bills, they got more. They're hungry. They're 2-4 on the road, but they're hungry. I got the Bills winning.
Yeah, I just think that Buffalo don't need to get their head too big and go into this game overconfident because that's where they'll mess up. Yeah, they beat Kansas City and Dallas, 2 huge wins.
Mhm.
Okay, they're 12th in offensive passing, they're 6th in offensive rushing, so there should be no reason why they can't deal with this offensively, deal with the Chargers easily in this game. But again, they shouldn't take them lightly because that's again, they can slip up and the Chargers come out squeaking out a victory. But honestly, I see Buffalo winning this game and trying to get closer. The more Buffalo continue this momentum, now we could be talking about Buffalo sneaking in there and becoming a Super Bowl contender, possibly, if they continue doing what they're doing.
All right, let's move on to the Colts versus the Falcons.
This is the same Falcon team that you picked, right, to win the South?
It's funny how you made your story about the Saints. So let me lead this one
Gosh.
because I did pick the Falcons to win the division. And I don't know what happened that the Falcons decided to lose 9-7. It could have been Mother Nature because, yes, it was raining. They had the storm. I felt the storm because they made it all the way here to Connecticut. But you're talking about the Falcons losing 2 in a row to Tampa Bay and Carolina the way they lost.
Yeah.
It's time for the Falcons to be seeking on the draft their next star quarterback. All right. Um, or they need to make some trades and get someone that will help the Falcons drive because they have the talent.
Yeah.
They just don't have the quarterback. And that's an issue. For the Colts, they come in after victory over Pittsburgh 30-13. Prior to that, they lost to Cincinnati, but they've won 4 of the last 5 games. They're on the hot streak, not so much for the Falcons. And I just got that gut feeling. And here it is. The Colts, for some odd reason, they only have 1 loss since they played each other in Atlanta. Okay, they're 8-1 in Atlanta. I'll give me the Colts to beat the Falcons this week.
Yeah, and the Falcons are sitting. What's his name? Your quarterback. They're going to start Heineke in this game.
Oh
Heineke.
man,
Heineke.
might as well buy yourself a
Yeah.
6-pack of Heineken
Yeah.
and pretend that it's going to be a high score game because this is
Desmond Ritter is sitting this game out because of
I
what
don't know.
happened against
Yeah,
Carolina.
but that doesn't get any better with this
No,
guy, man. You know what I
no.
mean?
And
3 picks. I'm telling you right now, 3 picks is going to happen.
in it,
Coach,
well, I was going to say because Indianapolis during the stretch that they're 5-1 in the last 6 games, they have produced 13 turnovers. That defense is just on point. When they played
Mhm.
Tennessee a couple of weeks back, their special teams were blocking kicks, punts. So this Colts team is this is a one hell of a race for the South Division title. Give me the Colts to beat the Falcons at home.
And I thought this race was easy for the Jaguars, and I'm proven wrong. A 3-way tie.
Mhm.
This just seems like the Colts might run away with it. The Seahawks versus the Titans. Seahawks, they snapped a 4-game losing streak, defeating Philadelphia 20-17. The Titans, they are officially eliminated, losing in overtime to Houston 19-16. That hurts. Henry is probably he probably knows this is his last season with the Titans. I doubt that they're gonna resign him. But this is a bounce back. I'm taking the Seahawks to beat the Titans.
Wow. Okay. Well, here we go. We're going to start it off our first game of the week because I'm going with Tennessee to bounce back from a devastating loss. You picked Tennessee last week to beat Houston. It was a devastating loss with 2 seconds left in overtime. As long as if Will Levis is okay from his leg injury and he gets to play in this game, I think they're going to bounce back and beat Seattle, who has lost 4 consecutive road games this year. So they're going into Tennessee knowing that they have a lot to play for, but Tennessee knows they got nothing else to do but start playing spoiler here. I think Tennessee is going to pull out the upset in this game. Give me the Titans to beat the Seahawks.
Oh no, I don't know what you're seeing, but the Tennessee Titans they might be using some of the backups to see how they can do and to look at their future for next season. And who knows if Venable is going to be the head coach next season?
Yeah.
Rumor is he might be heading to New England. So just saying, Detroit versus Minnesota. Wow, I love this game. I love it. All right,
It's
Lions coming out with a victory 42-17 over Denver. The Vikings suffering a loss to the Bengals in overtime 27-24. And this is the same team. All right, the Vikings, which 2 weeks ago won 3-0. I thought I was watching the World Series. I don't know. And then on top of that, they lost to Chicago and Denver. What does that mean for me? Yo, if the Lions bomb this game, oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know what to say. I'm just gonna look. It seems like the Lions are win 1 week, lose 1 week, win 1 week, lose 1 week. God damn it. Let's get a winning streak going on. Lions, I'm taking them in a small margin. I know they're favored at 3.5. But I'll take that. I'm going to bet on Detroit 3.5. 3.5.
who would have ever thought we talk about a team like the Lions who could possibly win 11, 12 games and still is so shaky and iffy that you can't even count on them or be confident in them week by week. As long as they keep the turnovers down, I mean, dramatically down, where they're 8-1 in games where they have 1 turnover or less, they can take care of Nick Mullins and that Minnesota Viking offense. I think that pass rush can get to Mullins and interrupt him in Minnesota. Give me the Lions to win this game.
All right, going to the Washington Commanders versus the New York Jets. It's Christmas Eve. Somebody's gonna get their present. And right now, the Commanders on a losing streak. They lost their last 5 games, but these are the teams that they lost to: Seattle, Giants, Cowboys, Dolphins, Rams, the Jets. They suffer a loss to Miami. They got shut out 30-0. They beat Houston, and that was a miracle. But then they lose to Atlanta, Miami, and Buffalo. Like, it's total crazy. So here's the craziest pick of the week. I'm taking the Commanders. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers said, "I ain't playing this season." And you know who ain't playing this season? The whole entire Jets. So, give me the +3. I'm taking Washington over the Jets.
And Sam Howell's has taken about 30 sacks in those 5 games that they've lost in a row. He likes to see that turf a lot. You know what? I'm going to entertain this. Give me the Jets.
Damn. At the beginning of the show, I said you were always going to pick first, but man, I'm jumped the gun here.
No, hey, let's just have fun with this one. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a who care game.
Would this be a 3-0 game too, like the Vikings and the Bears?
No, this is going to be a 3-3 tie in overtime.
Oh hell no! I give it a 6-6. How about that?
Okay, I could
6-6.
accept. I give you 6-6.
6-6. 6-6. Let's move on to the next. I'm liking this one. The Packers and the Panthers. Look, the Panthers, they snapped their losing streak. Somehow, some way, they got their second win. It doesn't matter because the Panthers are helping the Bears to get the first round pick. Okay. As far as the Packers, they're still trying to prove that they are good enough away from Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers for the past 2 seasons sabotaged them, right? But this is the game. It's a must win for Green Bay. More of their character and everything else for the way things fell. Sadly that they lost back-to-back to the Giants and Bucks, but something's got to give for them to get back on track. And knowing how the Panthers play, guaranteed the Packers will win.
Yeah, I'm taking the Packers. I mean, even though their defense is a mess, but Carolina is ranked last in the NFL in sacks, so they can't even get to the quarterback. So that should give Jordan Love enough time to do what he wants, to find his receivers, maybe scramble for a couple of yards. So give me the Packers to win this game.
All right. The Browns versus the Texans. Browns, look, they got Flacco. And I hate to tell you this. I don't trust them. I really don't. I don't trust the Browns. I don't trust Flacco. Both these teams are having their backup quarterbacks. The Texans signed another quarterback. Oh, man, I forgot his name, but it doesn't matter because he's going to be the backup from the practice squad. However, Mills is a great quarterback. He was a starter for the Texans. He did all right. The Texans came and drove in 19-16 win in overtime against Tennessee. But the Browns, this is the big upset right here. I know the Browns are favored by -2. So
the Browns, they are.
yeah.
I thought Houston was favored in
No. Because CJ Stroud is still out with a concussive protocol, but it doesn't matter. I am taking the Texans to upset the Browns in this one. Being that the Texans still got defense, I don't trust Flacco, and yeah, they won 2 in a row. They beat Jacksonville, they beat Chicago. So okay, congratulations. But this is the Texans that they're young and they're hungry and they listen to their coach. Give me the Texans to win.
Yeah, as good as Cleveland's playing right now, I think I would take Houston though. They have a lot more. But if CJ Stroud can't go,
He's not going.
That couldn't Case Keenum be in that mix to start?
No, Mills is going to play.
Mills.
Yeah.
But at least at least if he goes down, then Keenum is, I guess, I don't know. Never mind. Whatever. It's going to be a good game, I think, either way. So
yeah, but the Houston Texans signed somebody else. I'm trying to figure that out right now. I know they just signed him up like today.
Because they know what's at stake, and playing this Cleveland Brown team who has a defense that is nasty and they can get things done on the road. That's going to be tricky. But yeah, I agree. I think Houston is going to find a way of squeaking it out. They got that momentum from last week when they beat Tennessee. Yeah. Give me Houston to win that.
All right, the Jaguars versus the Buccaneers. The Jaguars on a 3-game losing streak. I don't know what to say about this, man. It's like the Jaguars are declining all the way.
I know.
They lost 2 home games to Cincinnati and Baltimore. They lose to Cleveland on the road. On the other side, the Buccaneers are surviving. They're at 7-7. They beat Carolina, Atlanta, and Green Bay. Is that legitimate compared to the Jaguars losing to Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Baltimore? I don't know what to say about this.
You-
I don't
It's just,
know.
it to me, it's just a tale of two different ways here. Jacksonville is losing to teams that are playoff contenders, and Tampa Bay is winning with a weaker schedule and doing what they're supposed to be doing. I mean, I didn't think Tampa Bay was going to get to where they're at right now and win this division. I counted them third in this division, but here they are. And I hate to say it, but I've lost all hope in the Jaguars. I have. I really have. Trevor Lawrence, has he cleared concussion protocol? And if he has, can he get
Well, he
right?
played.
I mean, can
He
he get right
played.
though? And he still lost.
Yeah. They only scored 7 against Baltimore, but you gotta give credit to Baltimore. I think it's gonna be a close game. I really do. I think maybe they'll bounce back. Maybe.
You think
Maybe.
Jacksonville's going to bounce back? I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm going for Tampa Bay. I don't see. I think the Jaguars are on the decline here.
They got snapped somehow.
They can step next week.
This has got to be the hardest game to pick, and God, I don't know.
Baker Mayfield has been playing better in the last 3 weeks than Trevor Lawrence
They're
has.
better, but they beat Carolina, they beat Atlanta, they beat Green Bay. You see what I'm saying?
I get
Jaguars, they still trying to hang in there. They're tied against the Colts. And by the way, the Bucks lost to the Colts 27-20 at Indianapolis. So, like, you know what? I'll be different. Let's make this interesting. I will go for the Jaguars, and they might win by 1 point.
Fair enough. I can agree with that.
All right,
I'm going with Tampa Bay.
Good. I'm not going to stay too long because now we got to talk about two worst teams, the Cardinals and the Bears. So you pick.
In the famous words of whoever said it, the Bears. I'm going with the Bears here.
I go for the home team. Just because I'm just gonna go for the home team. I pick the Bears.
The Bears have won much. They've won. I think they won their
they won 3 of the last
games.
5 games. They won 3 of the last right. They lost. They did beat Detroit. They played them well. They beat Carolina. They lost to Cleveland last week. Yeah, I think they'll pull it off at the end.
I think they could put some points. I mean, Arizona's given up like over 26 points a game to everybody they're playing. So I think the Bears can actually put some points up on the board at home against the Cardinals. So
all right, let's do this. Let's do this. All right, the Cowboys versus the Dolphins. Now watch this. Mm-hmm. We've been bragging about the Cowboys can't play against good teams, right? They lost to Buffalo and it snaps their winning streak. The Dolphins, they've won 4 of the last 5. But there's just something off about the Dolphins, okay? They've been playing some scrubs, and they lost to Tennessee 28-27 2 weeks ago, and Tennessee are eliminated from the playoffs. They're playing scrubs, and Cowboys are not no scrubs, okay? And yes, I know the Cowboys are 3-4 on the road. Miami is 6-1, but Miami's schedule is so weak that I am taking the Cowboys and winning big over the Dolphins.
Well, I mean, yeah, the Cowboys, honestly, they need a statement like this against a team like the Dolphins on the road, because if not, then they're going to continue getting the flack that I keep giving them like everybody else is giving them. You can't beat a good team on the road.
But this ain't no Bills. I'm taking the Cowboys. They're going to beat the Dolphins. I think so. And I don't even see Miami like really playoff contenders. I think they're a fraud across the board. Yeah, they got speed and everything, but the Cowboys, they got defense too. I'm just saying. I think there's a wake-up call. They'll get it done in Miami.
No, I agree. I think the Cowboys will finally win a meaningful game on the road, because you're right. The Dolphins have, just like the Cowboys, the Dolphins and the Cowboys to me are mirror image of each other. When they're at home, they they have a weak schedule and they're taking advantage of it and they're winning those weaker teams at home, both teams.
Right.
Okay. And vice versa. They can't seem to get things right. They can't don't know how they don't know what NFL football looks like on the road. They don't seem to get things right. But you're right. I just don't see the Cowboys losing back-to-back road games to AFC East opponents like that. Now, I'm telling you right now, if the Cowboys do lose this game, and I'm pulling for the
Mm.
Cowboys, I'm gonna just rip them one, two, three, four, five. Each of their stars, I'm gonna rip them one next week.
Hey,
And I
there's
don't
a
want to hear
reason
any.
why there's a reason why they can't win the big one since 1995. Just
Dude,
saying.
good lord, man.
Hey, moving on to the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots. That's Sunday night football. It's going to be at Denver, and look, the Patriots losing 4 of the last 5 games. The Broncos, I thought they were going to do something last week. They proved me wrong against Detroit. But they still got a chance, man. The Broncos still got a chance. They're in the hunt. They're 7-7. I'm taking the Broncos to beat the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm taking the Broncos too. I mean, I think they won their like the last 4 home games, and these Patriots, that Jesus Christ, they're averaging less than 20 points a game on the road. They can't seem to get anything right. So this should be a
Nah.
wake up call for Russell Wilson and company.
All right. 3 games of Monday Night Football. I'm going to start with my Giants and the Eagles. This is look, man, Merry Christmas to the Philadelphia Eagles. For the Giant fans, you may as well just tune into your dinner and skip this game because I'm afraid that the Giants will get shut out in this one. They haven't proven anything against the Eagles defense for the last few seasons, and it's going to continue. The pain is real, my friend. The pain is real. But the Philadelphia should win 27 to nothing. Um, but yeah, that's my goal with the Giants. And the spread is 12 points. If you want to make bigger money, put 21 points in favor of Philadelphia because I feel like that is exactly how the Giants are going to lose.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna let my Christmas be ruined because the Giants. I'm not like you said. I'm not gonna even worry about it. The Eagles gonna
Drink
win
some
big.
coquito and arroz con gandules y pernil. Yeah, you gotta love that right there, right? The
Yeah.
Raiders and the Chiefs. Now, this is an interesting game. It really is because the fact that this is a rivalry game. Okay. You never know what happens during a rivalry game. You don't know what could spark up the Raiders and do what they do. But this is interesting because the fact that even though the Chiefs won 31-17 against the Raiders about a month ago, could it happen again? So I'm gonna stay safe. I'm gonna pick the Chiefs to win, being that it is Christmas.
Look, the Chiefs has won the last 6 meetings against the Raiders by over an average of 17 points. So I don't see the Chiefs losing this game. And so, yeah, they're just going to give Antonio Pierce a loss. Just give him the full time coaching position and be done with it already.
I think they should announce it before the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, the game of the week. This is gonna be a preview of the Super Bowl, and we've seen these two teams play in the Super Bowl against each other with brother versus brother as head coaches. But on this one, Purdy versus Lamar Jackson, 49ers versus the Ravens. Very interesting because again, 49ers had that 3-game losing streak and now they've just been winning left and right. Now that everyone is healthy, the Ravens seem like they got the groove on. You spoke highly about the Ravens. This is great. Being that this is at San Francisco, I'm going for the home team. I'm going for the 49ers.
Look, I am speaking highly on the Ravens, but they're not on the level of Brock and company right now. Okay. They may be on their own level in the AFC, in my opinion, but we're talking about a team that's above everybody else on the top of the mountain, looking down at literally everybody. Okay. The 49ers are just indestructible right now. Okay. When they're injured, they're weak. But when they're healthy, literally, I'm sorry, there's not a team out there that can beat them. They've proven that already. When they're healthy, they are just going to walk literally all over you. They're going to score at least 30 points a game against anybody and everybody. It doesn't care who it is. Give me the 49ers to beat the Ravens. And yes, you're right. We could be talking about this in a couple of more weeks when it's Super Bowl 58.
Well, you know that the 49ers lost to the Browns and the Bengals throughout that three
Yes.
game losing streak, right?
Yes.
So who knows? Who knows? This is gonna be interesting. But I got the 49ers on this one.
Yeah, I got the 49ers. So let's see what Lamar can do to make this game interesting.
Well, that is our NFL picks for this week. If you missed the show earlier at the top at 8 o'clock, you could tune into the YouTube channel and listen to the college football with myself and Joe. But I'm here with Hector and myself. You're in the lead, 143 to 81. Not bad. Not bad. We had the biggest record of differences last week. What was it?
6 games.
6 games. 6 games. I went 2-4. The way things were is it's almost like the the fakers just got pushed away, right? We had our hopes up. I had my hopes up on certain teams, and they didn't come to play. So it is what it is. But
Yeah, we
hey,
still finished
ahead.
with a good record. You finished 11-5. I finished 13-3. I got
Wow.
a 5-game lead on you, but you got 3 games to catch up before this finale
Well,
coming up in a couple weeks.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back and take that title.
Mm.
My name is Brock Purdy.
You
I'm
can
the
look
guy
at
that was injured and come back next season throwing like nothing happened.
you can look at the title, but you can't get the title. I'm sorry.
Don't make me go get my title.
I can just let you look at mine over here, okay? You can just
Mine's
look
better. Mine's
Nah.
bigger.
Mine is original.
Mine's original too.
No,
Yes.
this is a legend belt.
Man, let me go get my belt. Mine's better than yours.
Mine is
Oh,
shinier.
man. Yeah. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. No, but hey, great football coming up this week, especially college football with the bowl games and stuff. But in the NFL, things are getting interesting, and I'm excited, and I know you are. And like I always say, man, you gotta love some football.
Yes, you
You
do.
really do.
Whether no matter what level it is, especially in Texas, we got high
Yeah.
school football playoffs still going on at AT&T Stadium.
Damn,
Yes, sir.
that's what's up, man. College football. I mean, college football. High school football here is already over.
Yeah, it's still playing championships in AT&T Stadium. We still got the college bowls going on, Bowl Mania.
And you're going this Saturday to
The Armed
TCU to watch the Armed Forces Bowl with Air Force versus James Madison.
Yes.
So congrats, have fun, and for everybody watching, happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Does that mean I gotta sign out?
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
if you want to. If not, we can go again. Round 2.